Hi there, this is Kelly Dean from the Tummy Team, and we're going to talk to you about the differences between men and women and the treatment plan for diastasis recti. So the Tummy Team specializes in treating functional core weakness and diastasis recti, the separated abdominal wall, and we have been working with men and women for over 10 years, and we have a different approach, a slightly different approach between the men and the women. And it's important to understand that even though the abdominal wall is very similar between men and women, there are some specific differences, and most of the programs out there focus just on what women need. And we've found that men respond a little bit differently and a little bit faster than women when we treat them the way their body was designed. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between our treatment approach for men and women. So first off, men tend to have a less extreme condition of the connective tissue, because even though the sides of the abdominal wall are separated and there might be some bulging, the texture or the integrity of the connective tissue is a little bit more stable, mostly because the hormonal imbalance for women with pregnancy hormones, the relaxin, the excessive stretching with pregnancy, that kind of thing. So the connective tissue is not quite as thin, so it has a little bit more tension and a little more tensile strength. So we can challenge it a little bit sooner than we can in women. The other thing is that men build muscle faster than women do. Testosterone makes you build muscle faster than women do. So with a little bit of consistency, we often can get faster results with men, and we can, again, progress them a little bit faster through the rehab process. The other thing, the one side effect is that women tend to have kind of some postural things that are related to parenting postures, primarily when they're dealing with diastasis recti, and kind of repetitive parenting postures of nursing and bending over and holding kids on a hip and you know, cleaning up and stuff like that, a lot of rounding over to take care of little ones. Whereas they have postural issues, but they tend to be more related to their work posture and their standing posture and maybe their driving posture, things like that. And it's a little bit easier for us to address those postures because they only affect them, not so much who they're caring for. That's not to say that men aren't in some of those parenting postures, but typically not to the same extent throughout the day. But at the same time, men will then tend to have a little bit tighter muscles that they've been, because they wait to get help for so long that their chronic postures have been kind of established for quite a long time. So stretching out and releasing some of the pec muscles and the hamstring muscles and trying to get rib cage in neutral alignment and pelvis in neutral alignment can be a little bit more challenging for men because their body has been established in that routine for a long time. So we have to be a little bit more diligent with the stretches for men and with how we integrate the new alignments into a lot of different things. But then the other thing that we do differently with men is we transition them into functional activity and fitness very much sooner in their rehab process than we do for women. The multitasking of the core really is effective with men. So we try to get them to get back into some tummy safe fitness and using their core in strategies of fitness that they maybe already were doing pretty quickly in our rehab process, because their body really responds well when we do that. So there are differences, even though we work on alignment, we work on connection, we work on functional integration, we work on rebuilding the transverse muscle and balancing out the internal external muscles and releasing all the compensations. We do this on both sides with men and women. We do have a slightly different approach with men. Our men's program is only 6 weeks long, whereas our women's is 8 weeks long, because we can go a little bit quicker with men. And it doesn't mean that in 6 weeks a severe diastasis is repaired, but it's a foundational program that sets you up for all the things that you need to know for ongoing healing, because sometimes this is a condition that's happened over a long period of time, right? And so it takes some time and consistency for your body to learn new muscle patterns and for muscles to balance out and for you to engage the muscle in a muscle memory type pattern. So it's a little bit different with men and women, but very effective. Men do very, very well with our rehab approach. And I think that if you take a look at our Core Foundations for Men program, look at more of the information at thetummyteam.com, educate yourself about what's going on in your body, ask us questions, let us help you get the resources you need. But it's really important for you to understand that we have a program that's not just modified from the women's program, but it's actually specifically geared to what men need. And we would love to help you.